All right, so welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. Rokas here with you. Carrie and Natalie, of course, are here as well. And you know, we like to encourage young people who make a difference today now. And I want to welcome two of those young people to the morning show this morning. Janine Shepherd, who's the founder and director of Youths for Excellence, and Chrisanne Innes, who is an executive intern at Youths for Excellence as well. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem
Good
at all.
morning. Thank you for having us.
Janine, tell me about the inspiration to start this charitable foundation, this Youths for Excellence.
Um, so I started it back up in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bunch of friends, we were a bunch of 17, 18-year-olds when we started this thing. And it was supposed to be really and truly a volunteer effort because we're looking for some way to give back to other students during the summer. And, the more research I did, I began to look into the inequities that existed around education and realized that a lot more was needed than, say, a bunch of high schoolers going to tutor some private schools in a classroom. So that's how I conceptualized the whole holistic education framework because then we realized that, it wasn't just them sitting in a classroom, but students were coming to classes, they were in poor health, or they needed their eyes checked, they couldn't see what was on the board, they didn't have
Mm-hmm.
anything to write in to even take notes or anything to study from during the days because as you know, the teacher can only do so much in a classroom. There's so much revision that has to be done on their own. So they had no textbooks. They were, in need of some food and nutrition because they're coming to school hungry.
Right.
So these were some things that we worked out, and I was trying to add as much value as possible because again, I was 17 at the time when I founded this, right? I'm not a qualified education professional, and I'm very humble in saying that. But I wanted to add as much value as possible. So that's where that whole holistic thing came in. So we started to provide them with, tablets and bus vouchers for them to get to and from school, e-learning logins to go with those tablets, data packages to go with those tablets so they could actually use them and, further their education. And our sponsors have brought in, textbooks and stuff like that for the students to utilize. So that
Well,
was basically how it came about.
yeah, but this is very interesting because it sounds like it was way more than you bargained for to begin with.
Yeah, it definitely was. I would definitely say that because, we started it off during, Cape season. I was supposed to be studying for exams, and the more I looked into it, which is probably one of my greatest faults, but I began to overanalyze. I'm like, wait, no, this is needed, and this is needed. And then, we were like, okay, let's create this whole wraparound framework. And in order to get the resources we needed, we had to reach out to a bunch of corporate sponsors and,
Right.
government entities. I imagine doing that at 17 years old and they see us like a bunch of kids. Like that was a major hurdle for us. We
Mm-hmm.
definitely had to prove ourselves on that front, but we organized ourselves and proved to them that look, we're not just talking, we're very serious. We have a whole proposal here to show you what we're trying to do. So that was what got people to, buy in and invest millions of dollars in the first project. Um, because they saw what we were trying to do and the impact that it could have. And that very first project that we did, we got 400 students across a 3-week period, and we spent roughly a week at each school. So it was kind of like a pilot for us to
Yeah.
see if that model could work, and then we just continued it throughout the years.
Okay. So, Christian, tell me about your experience so far in Youths for Excellence. Like, what are some of the challenges that you've incurred, and how have you guys been able to overcome them?
Okay, thank you for that question. I must say that this internship has been very immersive and engaging. I have done things and experienced things and spoke to people that I never thought I would have spoken to. It's been quite interesting. We have a lot of challenges, like, we're trying to get funding, trying to get everything done on different documents, getting everything prepared for the event so everything works in like a cohesive manner. Have
Mm-hmm.
all those challenges, but because we have such a cohesive team all working towards the same goal, we've managed to overcome every obstacle that we've faced so far. If it's funding, if it's getting everything prepared, it works because we just work together.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. All right, so let's get into Matt Chattings. What is Matt Chattings? What is that about?
Okay, so math chat is exactly as the name implies. We're going to sit down and chat about math. Um, It's a collaboration across 5 Caribbean countries. So we actually got the governments of, Jamaica and, Trinidad and Tobago. Your day on Friday was with Minister Neil Gatsby Dolly. She was
Mm-hmm.
actually the headliner of that event. And Monday was our opening event where we had Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves of St. Vincent and the Grenadines actually be our keynote speaker. And Tuesday was Jamaica's Day to Lead, and that was Math in Arts and Design. And the whole premise of this event is to show the applicability of mathematics across different industries. We want
Mm-hmm.
to show you that, whether or not you are an actuarial analyst or you are, in your case, a TV show host,
Yeah.
or, you are in arts and design or, some other area, healthcare, math is important. You have to use it in your day-to-day life. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
run away from it. So we have the conference split across 5 different days. Our first one was Math in Arts and Design, and we had Trinidad's very own Camille Sullivan Abraham, head of animation, speaking
Animation,
on
yeah.
right. And we also had Damien Hines, who designed the new Jamaica Houses of Parliament there. We also had Frederick Lane, who's worked on movies like Batman versus Superman, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Thor, showing
Nice.
students how he uses, math and visual effects. We also had Michael Bonnick, who is also a designer, to show students. And then our second panel on Friday was Math in the Environment. And these videos are obviously available to trainee students if they missed it, so they can definitely get it back from us. But we had marine biologists, persons who were studying geology and geography, or climate change activists coming on to show how they use math in their fields, whether it is you know growing coral reefs and prolonging the lives of our beaches, or trying to save parrotfish who are in danger right now. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what we saw in terms of how numbers play a part. But tomorrow we actually have our math and healthcare panel where we actually have Vidya Rupachan, who has developed the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah.
Will be speaking there, as well as some neuroscientists and cardiologists will be on that panel. And then on the 28th is our tech and engineering, where we'll hear from people who have the 20th fastest growing companies in Canada, persons who founded Tech Beach Retreat. And Tech Beach Retreat, as many people should know, actually brought down Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey to the Caribbean to start looking at the Caribbean as a tech hub. So we have some serious heavy hitters on that panel.
It
And
sounds
then,
so.
yeah,
I wanna say congratulations for putting together this panel. And guys, we don't have much time unfortunately, but I know that you can get information at youthforexcellence.org. I assume that all the details will be there as well, so people can get it there. But I wanna say thank you guys both and congratulations on this. This is fantastic, and I want to encourage you to continue doing it because, like you said before, it's much needed, and people need to realize how the things that you learn in school can translate into your everyday life, especially things like math. So I want to thank you both, Chris and Ines, executive intern at Youths for Excellence Limited, as well as the founder and director of Youths for Excellence, Janine Shepherd. Thank you both for joining me this morning and congratulations. Keep up the great work.
thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate this opportunity.
No
Thank you for
problem.
both being here.
Take care. All right.